Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Back from the dead. I guess we call this a Massive Beer Review Classic. Never reviewed this beer before, but it hasn't been around for 7+ years. Genesee, baby. Back up in this Genesee with the 12-horse ale, son. Genesee. They're kind of making a little bit, I would say, of kind of like a little renaissance. They're bringing back some of their older beers. Seems like they're doing quite well for themselves up there in the Finger Lakes area in New York. And they just released this. And honestly, I was like, I could definitely grab me some of those. American Golden Ale, not the most special of beers, I guess you would say, as far as I'm concerned, but I was pumped. So I actually just completely forgot about this beer. I'll pour it while we're talking, and that it came out because it was only like a week or so ago. So I wasn't really, it didn't have it on my radar because I didn't think it'd be down my way already, and I had to go to Wegmans. I would go to Wegmans, and lo and behold, not just available, but in the Mix the Sixer, some 12-horse. So I was like, okay, we're doing it. So here we go. Label-wise, I actually really do like it because it is just classic old school Pielsy, Schmitzy, Rheingoldy, like all those classic old beer styles. It just has that vibe to it. So I'm digging on the old school kind of vibes. And as far as the beer goes, I mean, it looks the part of what you'd expect from an American Golden Ale. Just that rich kind of straw kind of color, a little bit of amber to it, soft little carbonation, white as white could be, head on it. Yeah, done and done. Give it a whirl. Let's give it a nose. Yeah, we're talking about strictly huge malt-driven beer here. Just this nice kind of caramel sweetness that you would... actually, I was going to say you would kind of assume you'd get from an American Golden Ale, but I think it's a little bit more boisterous than that. Yeah, nice sweetness to it, slight caramel to it, a little bit of kind of this like crystal malt two-row kind of combination kind of thing. And then it has this like little bit of soft floral, I would say, hoppiness, done and done. I mean, it's very much malt-driven. It's a malt-driven beer. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what golden ales are supposed to be in general. But as far as an American Golden Ale, I mean, this recipe goes back forever. I think it's like 1833 or something like that, or 2012 or 1933 or whatever it is. It just has this rich malt profile without getting too heavy-handed, without getting too... I'm trying to think of a really good separator of this as an old school American style blonde versus the classics, because those tend to be a little bit uninspiring. Their malt bill tends to be a little bit kind of non-existent. The hop presence is literally nil. That's not the case here. You're getting a robust malt bill. You're getting a really nice soft floral hop to it. And honestly, it smells like a really tasty beer. I have no idea the ABV on this. I don't know if they call out an ABV actually on the can. They don't. Maybe we'll look it up towards the end. Just dive right in. Cheers, y'all. Yeah, honestly, for me, this has a lot more to do with a lot more different styles of beer than a American Golden Ale, because that's what it's classified as. It's got, again, that rich malt bill is definitely leading the race here. Again, probably leaning a little bit more two-rowy than Crystal in there, but there is still that kind of combination. I'm not saying that's what the malt is in there, but those are the two major ones. I when I go to old school beers, those kind of jump out at me, so that's why I'm kind of mentioning those. This soft little floral hop with a slight little bit of tannic bittering. We're not going to be confused with a hoppy ale here. It's definitely just like a malt-forward ale through and through. But where this one really does kind of change for me, or shift, or whatever you want to call it, is that I'm reminded of a lot of like pre-prohibition, like common ales, Kentucky common ale, California common ale, those kind of vibes from this beer as opposed to just a straight up American Golden Ale, because it just has a lot more going for it from both the hop side of things, malt side of things. It's not showy, but it's showy for the period of time in which this beer was originally conceived. So it's almost, if you think about it in that stretch, it's almost like an English kind of ale, an English chilling ale, with a little bit of an American twist to it. That's kind of the vibes I get from it. You can even lean into like Kolsch vibes on this. I don't think it's a cold ferment, but it does have a cleanliness to it. And honestly, you're telling me you're going to get this to me for, I have actually no idea. Hopefully I'm getting this in 12 to 15 packs for the $10 to $15 range. If that's what you're doing to me for this beer, then we're on board. We're on board, especially as a switch hitter. You know, I love me some Miller High Life. This is definitely not that, but it's something along those lines. Hopefully the ABV isn't too huge. We'll look it up while we're talking. And it has this just this extra oomph to it, while still retaining this kind of nice kind of drinkability and funness, old school funness to it. Let's see if we can find a Genesee 12 sale. Do we get an ABV from Jenny? That would be nice. We do not. We can go Beer Advocate and Untapped, and let's see what we got going here. And we'll go to our boy Will Cleveland's post on this. Oh, let's go. They actually have that probably on a draft at Jenny. Let's see if they show it there. Anyway, what's on tap? Come on. Oh, it's got to load. Let's see what Beer Advocate has it at. I should have guessed before I saw it. 5.1. Untapped has it at 5.1. And 12 horse. Come on. 5.1 from Jenny's own fingers to their website. So yeah, same EBV as cream ale, just north of what you'd expect from a session ale, but you know, you're giving this me at a reasonably decent price, which it's Jenny, so almost certainly is the case, and a very tasty malt forward beer that isn't too heavy and something that you can drink a decent amount of. I'm here for it. I love me some Jenny. You guys know that. A lot of people might think that that's kind of like, okay, you're gonna say nice things just to say nice things, and I always think of it as the opposite. I expect a level of deliciousness from Genesee, almost a little bit unfairly so. And I think this delivers in spades for what it is. Again, if you are a haze boy or hop tot, or all you like is pastry stouts, you know, might not be for you. But if you like to drink actual beer, and I don't mean like actual, those beers aren't beer. That's not why I'm saying actual, like drink beer, like drink like 4 or 5 beers instead of just one, you know, and like to drink on the lower ABV side of things, you want something that leans a little bit malty, not overly hoppy. You'd be hard pressed to find something better than this. So there you go. 12 horse ale from Genesee in the books. Hopefully you all joined a review. I mean, if we do the whole Mount Rushmore of golden ales, American golden ales, it's absolutely 100%. But it's so far outside of that, I kind of have to leave it there because that's what it's classified as. But again, tasty AF. Value and availability, it's got to be really great. Price point, like I said, I got it in a mix of 6. Probably they made a bunch of money off of me because I pulled it out of a mix of 6, because it's probably, you know, I probably paid for the mix of 6, like whatever, $13. I could probably got a 12 rack of this for $13. So you do the math there, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like drinking beers, but you like them to skew a little bit more malty than hoppy and have a little bit of depth to that malt complexity, you'll dig this. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Jenny, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of 12 horse ale right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers all.